Hi, welcome everyone to eRacing GP Global Edition 4. We are here at round 2 and my name's Alex Young and next to me is Ammo Hazik. And we got a whole bunch of racing for you guys. We've got 4 categories. We've got the copper class, we've got the bronze class, silver class and gold class coming up this afternoon. Copper starts in just a couple minutes. The drivers are already in the practice server. But we will go and have a look at the championship positions, the top 3 from the copper class that are leading the championship right now. So Bernard Chan, Ammo, these 3 drivers are doing quite well, aren't they?
Yep, and representing Malaysia first and third right now with Junali Cruz, the brother of Jorel Cruz. So we get to see quite a lot of drivers who are from the 2 countries here, always at the top in this class.
Yeah. So we'll now have a look at the copper class championship. So this is the Nations Cup. Nations Cup's looking pretty good here for Malaysia. Philippines dominated this championship at the last global edition, but Malaysia have a handy haul of points right now, 143 points over Philippines in second. Singapore's right there, so Australia's up there actually. Not many entries from Australia, but their drivers have done well, so they're right up there as well. It's the Team Cups Championship. Sim Racing Filipinas, they won the last global edition 3, and they're looking very good indeed. Just a reminder of the championship points. Bernard Chan in front. He's actually not competing today. He's moving house, so he won't be able to compete. So this round will be one of the rounds he'll drop scores for sure. In this championship, you're allowed to drop scores from 1 round. Okay, so let's go to practice, shall we? And we've got a couple more minutes of practice left. We are around Dubai, Ammo Hazik, track you know quite well.
Yep, indeed, and vice versa. You also know quite well since you drove here in A1GP, by the way. I think back in 2005.
That's right. I have done A1GP here. Yeah, it's a tricky track. I didn't really get to grips with it. I wasn't as quick as I should have been. But yeah, lots of overtaking possibilities, isn't it?
Yep, indeed. And the fact that, for me personally, because I was also taking part in that first edition of the Global Edition back in early this March in the GT3 car. So yeah, this circuit, as you said, is very tricky, but you can also actually have some really good overtaking spots, like somewhere around here, where you could get alongside the guy and you could actually get by him. Mm-hmm. And around the first few corners, where it's turn 1 and turn 2, you can actually get alongside each other, then run side by side all the way to the long sweeping right and left-handers that lead up to the second sector.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about the drivers. Right now we're with Zetrick Orate. This is the copper class. Of course, the copper class is more for the guys who are just new to the sport, we just started on sim racing. So Zetrick was really quick. We saw him really quick in copper class last year. He won a couple of races as well. Didn't finish high up enough in the championship to be promoted to bronze, although personally I think he's ready for bronze. So he'll be one of the favorites today with Bernard Chan not here.
Indeed. And the fact that he's right now 4th in the championship, if I'm not mistaken, just he only got a glance of the standings just now. Yeah, he could be a wild card here. Dark horse here to take the title away from Bernard Chan because of this round not being included in his title points tally. Sorry.
Yeah. So some of the other guys, Peter Tatuus in the orange car, he and his brother Rigo Tatuus, they're always right up there, giving us lots of action. Ammo, they give lots of action, don't they?
Yeah, indeed. In fact, last time out, they actually gave Bernard quite a scare when both of them were ganging out each other in that first race. Then the inevitable collisions came, so that put pain to any good point scoring results for that round. But with them being 4th and 8th in the championship, they're again one of the contenders as well. It's just that they haven't shown really their full potential just about yet, as we're now coming into the last half a minute before we go to qualifying. Yeah. So it's I can't see his full name there. Is that
It's Kelvin Powell. So Kelvin Powell is one of my dark horses for today, actually. I think he's 3rd in the championship. We saw a picture of him earlier on. We'll get him on Zoom as well. So he'll be one of the guys challenged up there. Alex Chia as well, one of the new drivers. He'll be quick. And of course, this man here, Zetrick Orate. He pulls off the track. Practice is just about to be finished, and we're about to get into qualifying.
Yep, and actually I was alluding to Alex Chia because his name, he just put Alex in between there, so maybe it was just his game name, that which also sounds like his first name. So yes, we're now almost underway here for the second qualifying of the season. Here we are. We're on board here with Zetrick Orate. Well, actually, that's not Zetrick. We're in a different colored car.
Yeah, let's follow Alex Chia. We were just talking about him. I think he's 5th or 6th in the championship. Again, a brand new rookie to sim racing. I've only been doing this, I think, a year or so. Less than a year. So, Amma, why don't you take us around the lap?
Yep. Here we go then. On to the start finish straight. Coming up to the first corner. Top gear, 6th gear right there. 220 kilometers per hour. Oh, he nearly just hit 220. Coming into the first right-hander here. A bit of a sweep, then through a series of S's that come run to the start of the second sector. Right here you can actually easily cut it and you can easily abort your lap, so you wouldn't want to cut through there. And then again touch the curve on the inside here. Try to sweep it around the outside as wide as you can because you need to go into a very late apex right about here. Touch the curve a bit and then on to turn 7, I think. Yes, it's turn 7, a long left-hander, a bit of a banking here. It's almost a bit like Zandvoort's turn 3, which is, you know, even higher. This is the former turn 3 of Zandvoort. And on to the second side of the lap. This is a very long straight, one of the longest straights on the entire circuit. Plenty of overtaking spots here because coming out here is a hairpin where the drivers can easily dodge on the inside, right here. Bring on the 100-meter board. Lower the car into second gear. And then through yet another hairpin that comes immediately after it. Well, actually, it's not much of a hairpin. It's a bit of a long left-hander that leads up to yet another hairpin, which is coming up right here, right now. You can brake a bit later here, about 50 meters, because we're not going as fast as previously. And now the car will squirm slightly there because it's going uphill. And on to now the third sector, which comes out again to yet more overlapping corners because this seems to be a feature of this circuit. A bit of a long left-hander here which leads up to the final sector of the lap. Brake onto the 15-meter board again. A double left apex here which also leads up where you can go a bit wide, as you can see there. Alex just goes a bit wide. Coming up to the final 2 corners. Here we go into the final section of the lap here. A double right-hander which was almost akin to Misano when it was backwards. And then up where we now come across the line, So that's a lap around the Dubai Autodrome, and hit for Alex Chia is a 2-minute 1.3. That's not the fastest lap so far because we saw him practice with 2-minute flat. Well, there we go. Zetrick Orate just puts a 2-minute 3 and he immediately starts another lap.
Wow, Zetrick Orate on pole position. We missed that lap with him. But Alex Chia in second position, it wasn't the cleanest lap we saw, so we do feel there's a bit more time there available for him. Let's see who else is out there. Rigo Tatuus has joined us. He's on a lap right now. So is Juan Coco and Amirul Afik. He's out there as well. Let's see what other drivers coming down the start-finish straight as well. And
we're on board here with another Malaysian, Amirul Afik Aizat. He is coming around to start yet another lap here. Plenty of Malaysians here right now, which is going to be good for the Nations Cup standings. But only remember the 2 fastest drivers will count towards that. And currently, Alex Chia and Shahrul Iman, who are up there in 3rd and 4th, will be scoring the points here, along with Calvin Powell in 5th. So looking good there, the early championship contenders from early doors here in the second round of the season. Bernard's not going to be here, as Alex alluded to earlier. But it wouldn't mean much by the end if actually he could score points by the end of the season. So one drop race will probably not hurt his chances that much. As we're on board with Zetrick.
Yep, Zetrick decides to restart his lap. He's not very happy with that. Ronaldo Julie's on starting his lap as well. He's got overtaken Alex Chia for pole position. Sorry, for the front row. And watching Alex Chia right now, he's not at a good Sector 1 or Sector 2. So let's follow Ronaldo Julie. The Indonesian, been with the ERGP for quite a bit. Let's see if he can. He's got enough time to finish this lap. I don't think Orate has enough time to do a lap. So really, I think Julie is the only driver that can challenge Orate for pole position.
Yeah, but indeed, in fact, Orate, when he started his lap, he was about 2 minutes and 14 seconds away from the line. So it could be nip and tuck here if he could actually manage to start a lap. But right now, yes, as you just said just now, Ronaldo Julie is the only driver who can actually just challenge Orate for pole. But having said that, 9/10 is a huge gap to actually try to overtake the man who's on provisional pole right now. Here we go in, coming out of turn 9.
Yeah, Sector 1 scores should be coming up. We'll see if he's close enough. So he's 9/10 slower than Orate on his quicker lap before. So he really needs to try, and he'll have to be a green sector. Okay, the sectors aren't coming up at the moment, but I can see on my screen he's 4/10 down through Sector 1. So he's not close enough to Orate right now. Orate is looking very, very strong indeed. So Julie's not Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good enough for pole position. Let's have a quick look at Kelvin Powell, though. Kelvin Powell's looking quite good. Whoa, good sector 1, 1/10 down, but a messy sector 2. 7/10 down on sector 2. That might be good enough to get him into the front 2 rows, but I don't think that'll be good enough from the front row.
And he comes across the line now, and that is not good enough for the front row. In fact, he
Yeah.
goes 4th fastest. Among the 3 Malaysians in the top 5 there. But our focus now switches to Reynaldo Julie. He's coming around the final sector now through the last 2 corners. We go now to the standings, but he's still on his flying lap. He has enough time to actually come across here. He's got only 18 seconds left to go. 18 seconds left here. Okay, as he comes across the line here. Can we see what kind of time he could get? And no improvement. It's still a 2 minute and 1.2. And he's exactly 9/10 behind Zetrick Orate as we now run through the grid for this second race of the season.
Yeah, so now that was a good lap by Zetrick Orate. 9/10 quicker than anyone else. Whew, really dominated. Quite a few of these drivers were in the 2-minute flats on the leaderboard, so I don't think that many of the drivers got the most out of their laps. It's only a 5-minute qualifying, so it's quite a lot of pressure for inexperienced drivers to put the lap together. When you only really got a chance to do 2 laps basically in 5 minutes. So good job by Orate. He is quite experienced in Copper class. For sure he's going up to bronze after this global edition. But let's see if he can pull it off from the front. You know, it's going to be very tricky for him indeed.
Yep. And the fact that he wants to put to bed some of the near misses that he had last season, where he just about nearly got the wins together. In fact, some of the podiums that he would have gotten got away from him at the very last minute. So he wants to put the bet here right now in the second race. He's outside the top 10 for the championship for this season. He will try to put that to bed as well, as we have the 5 red lights here for the second round of the season. This is race 1. A bit of a long wait at the gantry there, and we're finally away. The green lights are out, and it's a good start there for Reynaldo Julie. He's got a bit of a jump on Zetrick Orate, as Orate now gets the second phase right. He is ahead, but who's going to get the whole shot into the first corner? It looks like Reynaldo Julie is side by side with Zetrick Orate as they come to the first corner. Who's going to blink first? And it is Reynaldo Julie who blinks. Zetrick Orate holds his line, and he gets the whole shot. He goes into the corner first. Second is Reynaldo Julie. Third is Shaz Riemann. And one Coca out of nowhere is up to 4th. So a very bad start somewhere for Kelvin Powell, as Kelvin Powell gets a slowdown penalty for track abuse. So he might just drop a few more positions here, as the field are just so close at the first lap. There's a bit of touch between Orate and Julie. So that's a bit of a close one. They might get 5 collision points for each other, as behind comes Tatuus Formula. Oh, that's a brilliant move there from Reynaldo Julie coming through the banking at turn 9. There's a further contact behind. There's someone spinning. It looks like one of the orange cars. I think it might have been one of the Tatuus brothers. But whatever it is, it's a messy start from drivers further behind. As up in front, Reynaldo Julie takes the lead.
Wow, super aggressive by Julie. Did not expect that. Oh no! Orate just missed his braking there. Went super wide. Somehow, both cars recover, but Julie then spins. Disaster for Reynaldo Julie. Let's see if he can get back on track. Oh dear.
Well, the messy start just get even messier, Alex, and Reynaldo Julie, I think, just lost it on his own. He might have gotten spooked a bit by being hit by Orate, just lost traction, and now he's right in the middle of the midfield. And we get another driver with a slowdown penalty for track limits abuse. That's Amir Rafi Aizat, we saw earlier just now, who was in that top 10. And now we got a Vietnamese driver in the lead, which is Peter Tatuus. His brother Regal is in 11th. We haven't seen the best of him just yet, as more and more penalties popped out on screen there for a second. So messy start here. We know that this track has very tricky track limits. We saw in the first season of ERGP with GT3 cars how easy it is to actually abuse the track limits, as more and more drivers there pop out on screen with track limit abuses.
Hendra Adeputra, he's a very young driver. I think he's 12 years old. The young Malaysian. He's all the way back on the back of Nicky Lim. So that's going to go battle. Looking back from Hendra at the moment. But let's go back to the front. Peter Tatuus getting overtaken by Zetrick Orate.
And Orate reclaims the lead. In fact, reclaims the position where he started in. And pole position may not necessarily be converted to a win here, due to the fact that these cars are so evenly matched. Well, they're the same cars anyway, but it's not so reliant on where you start, because overtaking is possible with these cars. And Orate now back into the front, but controversially, because he hit the back of another car. Tatuus spins, and now one Coco actually takes second. So this could be a win for the Malaysian if Zetrick Orate gets penalized for that earlier collision.
Yeah, you're going to have to feel that Zetrick's going to get a penalty for that, right? It was a pretty bad hit where he hit Julie off. So if I'm Zetrick Orate, I'm going to be focusing and try and pull out a gap, 10-second gap. I think he'll need at least to try and hold on to that win. So like you said, could one Coco in second position be about to inherit a win?
Yep, indeed, and it could be his first ever win of any kind in sim racing, as far as I've actually read about him.
Yes.
So yeah, this could be, he could just keep the gap between himself and Orate to at least within that 10-second barrier, where 10-second range, where the stewards will actually give a penalty for that kind of collision.
Yeah.
Which, look, in my opinion, very severe, don't you think, Alex?
Oof. Oh, who was that got I think that was Ade Putra, the Malaysian, the young Malaysian, showing his inexperience, just tagging the car in front and spinning. So allows Nicky Lim a bit of breathing space. He's a brand new rookie. He only started sim racing a month ago, and he's position 3. What a result! Alex Chia, another one of the rookies, doing a good job in P4, looking very good there. Azmi Arifin has managed to come through, and then it's the Tatuus brothers. Peter Tatuus, followed by Rigo Tatuus in 7 and 8. Mohamed Elias is doing a good job in 9th position. He's a young driver as well. Only started sim racing about 2 months ago, with Chris Matthews and Zee Hong from Malaysia rounding out the top of the 10.
Wow, how much did Peter Tatuus drop? He's now back to 6. Yes, granted, it was a half spin that he came around turn 5 trying to chase Orate, caused that.
Well,
but, and we see more overtaking maneuvers here onto turn 1, as alluded to earlier during the flying lap. There's plenty of overtaking spots especially with these cars that have not that much aero, as right now Julie gets a slowdown penalty. So where is he right now? He's well behind the rest of. He's in 23rd, so his race is well and truly ruined.
Yeah, so he needs to calm down. Julie, if he can still get into the top, into the teens, he will be able to benefit from a reverse grid race. But if he's all the way back there, he won't. But good job by Alex Shah. He's got third position, and he's pulled away from Nicky Lim, who's getting swarmed by Peter Tatuus, who's just had contact with Azmi Arifin.
Anushka Mendes gets another slowdown penalty. Gets a slowdown penalty here, so plenty of drivers getting one for that. And who is that being hit? I think it was Lim Nicky that got hit by the back of Peter Tatuus. So the Tatuus brothers in the wars again, like in the first round. But Regal here, who was from 11th earlier, has made his way up to 6, right behind his brother. So this could be interesting here. They could work together. Oh! Looks like Azmi Arifin tried to move on the inside there for 6, and he got one of the Tatuus brothers, but no, he loses out in the end to Peter Regal, and he's now staying in 7th, while he's now trying to resist the advances of Mohamed Elias. The Malaysians here really hammer and tongs. Well,
I'm going to take a little bit of credit for this, because a few of these Malaysians have been coming down to the AXO Academy and doing lessons with us. So their driving has improved quite a bit. So nice to see that coming along.
And I see that the Academy is now going to produce more and more drivers as goes around the outside. There is Peter Tatuus. That might not be the ideal line, because he's going to get swamped by his brother. He does. Regal gets up to 5th. Peter Tatuus now drops back to 6th, and he's under pressure from Azmi Arifin, as Alex Chia somehow managed to not lose position, as now goes onto the inside. There goes Azmi Arifin, but on the switchback, Peter Tatuus gets it, and now the battle for 4th is really hitting. Sorry, battle for 3rd, I think. No, battle for 4th. He's heating up real well, as here comes Peter Tatuus back up to the inside. Oh, Lim Nicky. Lim tries to hold the line on the outside, but he just couldn't. Regal gets a better run on the inside, but no. Late braking from Lim Nicky, but Lim actually unfortunately has to concede the position, and now he is he's under attack from the other Tatuus, with Peter right behind his tail. This battle for 4th has been really, really, really interesting to watch.
Yeah, so I'm super impressed with Nicky Lim here. He's just showing a lot of I mean, the Tatuus brothers are quite a bit more experienced than Nicky, so I'm expecting the Tatuus brothers to overtake and just pull away, a bit like Alex Chia did. But at the moment, he's just Nicky Lim is just holding on,
and holding on real well there, as you said, Alex. He wasn't really swayed for a second by having the Tatuus brothers being by him. If anything, he fought real well to hold on to his position. But right now, he has to actually just get back onto the tail of Regal and hold him back even further, just to get good point score position. In fact, right now, by the looks of things, Regal's pulling slightly away, but having said that, he runs a bit wide. Oh, he spins! That's a big spin there for Lim Nicky. I think he's just got taken out by Peter. Probably a bit of lag, but oh, that is very unfortunate. Just as we were waxing lyrical about him holding on to his position well, he's now dropped it, coming out one of the hairpins, and he's back. He's now dropped to 13th. A disaster there for Limnicky.
Yeah, Peter Tatuus just on the inside of him. The stewards are definitely going to have to look at that after the race. But yes, contact again, and Peter Tatuus was the man that managed to survive that and benefit from that. Behind him, though, Mohamed Ilyas then going down, getting down the inside, or was that the other one? Sorry, Arafin's getting him, I think.
Yep, and Asmi Arifin ducks on the inside of his fellow countryman, and he's now up to 6. 6, yeah, correct. So Ilyas dropped to 7, and now he has an Australian, Chris Matthews, right behind him, who's willing to get a good point scoring position here in the first race in his, I think his second race of the ERGP season. He might be just joining us, but
yeah, he's new to us. I think he's Australian. Yes, he is. So he's looking down the inside. Let's see. Ilyas is looking down the inside. Oh, Arafin's just holding on. Matthews coming from nowhere. That was a bit of a Hail Mary. Very, very lucky to get away with that. Right on the edge of it being legal, I feel.
Yep, but you might feel that he got a bit blocked past there, but I guess that's what happens when you leave a bit of space and you get on the inside of these Formula cars.
Yeah.
You can try. And
then he has a moment.
Yeah, Matthews actually got a tap there from Ilyas, and now Ilyas actually, he's still behind Matthews. So Matthews somehow managed to survive that onslaught, but the consequence is he's actually lost time to Mervyn, who's right up the back of. He was actually chasing the back of Peter Tatuus. The battle for 4th here, if we include Regal, because he's not that far up the road from his brother, we can still see a battle here for 4th. As back up to the front here, Alex Chia in 3rd, putting pressure on One Coco. So One Coco now has dropped 8 seconds behind Zetrick Orate. So his chance of winning has actually slipped away because Orate is well up in front. As Stewart's decision has come in, Calvin Power with a drive-through penalty. So his day has gone from bad to worse.
That's such a shame. That's really going to put him out of it. Kelvin Powell's one of my favorites for a podium finish today. But him and, of course, Ronaldo Giulia all the way at the back. Those guys should have been fine for the podium. Scrappy first race for them. And it's going to be hard to recover for race 2 for them as well.
Yep.
Oof. And running wide there. One Coco running a bit wide.
Sorry, Alex.
Just got away with that, didn't he?
Well, yeah, indeed. And the fact that kind of side, wheel-to-wheel contact between Formula cars, you can easily flip these cars if you actually interlock the wheels. Because I've seen that before in the Danish Formula 4 Championship this year. 2 wheels locked together and the car can easily flip. Luckily, you only walk away with just incident points, which is about 40, if I'm not mistaken, Alex?
Yeah, it's a 50 incident points for this weekend. We felt that because of all the track abuse that these drivers will be doing, we needed to raise it a bit for Dubai. We'll go back to 50-40 for the other races. But look at that. Orate just out of shot, just has a nice lead. One Coco, though, in 2nd position. Just all over the back of him, though, is Alex Chia. Just trying to... Oh, that's not overtaking position right there, is it, Amo?
Nope. If you could get side by side, it'd be very, you're going to go for a switchback here, which is exactly what Alex is doing. But One Coco goes around the battle line on the outside because he's got more momentum and he retakes 2nd position from Alex Chia. But what they're doing here is costing themselves an opportunity to actually take the win away from Zetrick Orate if Orate was to get a penalty for that collision with Calvin Power at the start of the race. So this is not doing themselves any favors as there's a back marker there swerving left to right. What is he doing? He's gonna cause an accident here if he's not looking. Whoa, it nearly does. One Coco with evasive maneuvers just about gets away with it, and Alex Chia, because of that, has the line on the inside. They touch each other again. This is really almost Gilles Villeneuve-Renianu stuff from 1979, where we can see a battle for 2nd heating up quite nicely with Orate getting away. Who is that? That was Johnny Popular.
So what is Johnny Popular doing?
Wow, that was dangerous. We're gonna have the wrath of the steward. He's gonna get the wrath of the stewards here if he continues to do that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Who's that? That looks like one of the Ferrari cars, isn't it? It's One Coco.
Oh, One Coco spun. But what is Johnny Popular doing?
Oh my word, this is not looking good for his chances of coming back to this league.
Oh, he's gonna get kicked out of the game.
Oh, and he hits Ilyas. I think it was Matthews or Ilyas. That is really dangerous driving. We're gonna get the stewards here to look at this. He's definitely gonna get kicked out by the next race if he continues to do something like this.
We have to keep an eye on him here because I thought for a second that there might have been something wrong with the sim, but he wouldn't still be driving around like a, well, quite frankly, like an idiot, because he's going to take someone out very soon. This is going to definitely incur the wrath of the stewards for sure.
Yep, driving around like a headless chicken here. In fact, he continues to do the swerving tactics. If it's a bug, it might be in the change logs or in race room, but this is not it. This is it completely on his own volition. This is him driving just, well, like a complete road hazard. He's a mobile chicane right now as more and more drivers going the outside, inside. Whoa, he nearly takes out yet another driver coming to turn 1. This is a messy race right now.
Yeah,
this is not what we want to see in the copper class.
Yeah, well, let's go back to the front. We'll try and kick him out of the server for now. But let's see what happens.
Oh, well, after all of that, we can see that it's not affected the race that much because he has not caused any major collision. But the big story at the front here is Zetrick Orate. After starting on pole with the 5 points, he did take out one of the drivers right in front of it, which was, I think, I'm trying to remember that. It was Calvin Powell. It was Reynaldo Julie. So Julie got spun around, and he might be incurring the wrath of the stewards as well. With it might be a 10-second penalty before a severe collision at the start. He slides the car around. This might be his final lap of the race here, but the win might still be provisional. We have to wait and see what the stewards would do at the end of it. But for now, the Filipino has not done anything wrong apart from that collision. He's driven a very good race, gained the position back after losing it from the start, and looking on course here for a very good win. As we now go back to the battle in the middle of the top 10 with Chris Matthews.
Sixth position. Chris Matthews managed to get past Ilias and Azmi Arafin somehow. But it's not over, right? Because you can see Ilias is looking down the inside. Is he going to go down the inside? Oh, no, he decides not to. And Chris Matthews holds on for now. Oh, but he runs wide, allowing Ilias through.
And gets a bit of a wide exit coming through turn 14 to turn 15. They've been at it for the whole entire race. And in fact, he goes again onto the inside. Ilias gets the maneuver done. Ooh, a bit of a touch. But they managed to get away with it. Ilias still holds on to 6. As this is Alex here right in front coming into the whole shot with the two Tatuus brothers. So second place for them wasn't that far off. If they actually just didn't battle each other too hard, they would have actually worked together and try to get as close as possible to the leader, to the rostrum. As there we go, Matthews goes on the inside again. This time, a bit of a slightly cleaner maneuver from last time. A bit of a touch nonetheless, but Matthews is up to 6. Ilias drops 7, but he's not going to give up that position easily.
Okay, so Johnny Poplar's been kicked out of the server for dangerous driving. Don't know what happened. Maybe he's definitely going to get caught up with the stewards as well later, so not a good sign, but at least he's out of the server for now. This battle, the 5th position, is heating up. One Coco on the back of the Tatuus brothers, well, Peter Tatuus, and of course Chris Matthews and Muhammad Ilias. This battle, I think, is going to go all the way in, but this is the final lap, of course, and it's going to, half a lap to go.
Half a lap to go, and we're on board with Ilias. He's got the best view in the house. He's the mobile cameraman, as we can say it. He can see this battle going on in front, watching brief of everyone if there's any mistake.
Oh, one Coco.
Yeah, speaking of mistake, one Coco outbreaks himself. Now he's in the clutches of Matthews and Ilias. So the battle here for 5th still going on as Orate, out of our sight, is coming through the final sector now. He's definitely going to win this.
Yeah, we have to go back to the winner. We'll come back to the action, and then we should pick up the winner again. Oh, out of this road, Ilias has got a really good exit. He's going to be looking at him at the end of the left-hander. But we're going to just have to pull away and watch the leader. Ilias is looking down the inside. Not going to make it for now. Yeah, he does look down the inside. Well done. We'll go back to the leader just for quickly. This is the winner. Zetrick Orate wins the race. Alex Chow will finish in 2nd position. But have a look back. Ilias has got disconnected. He's gone over the incident points allowed, and he's not going to make it. So Rigo Tatuus is going to finish in 3rd. There are the top 3. Peter Tatuus in 4th. One Coco finishes in 5th, with Chris Matthews 6th, and Azmi Arafin comes home in 7th, with Mervyn Sng in 8th, and Zihong 9th, and Hendra Adeputra manages to recover to finish in the top 10.
Oh, disaster there for Ilias. He was just a few corners away from scoring some valuable points in the championship, but now he has to start all the way at the back for race 2. But disregard that, we're looking now back to the provisional race winner. We say provisional because we don't know what the stewards will say about that major collision in race 1 in the first lap against Reynaldo Julie. So right now, Orate takes the provisional win with Alex Chia 2nd, and then 3rd is Rigo Tatuus. So controversial race 1 here, and controversial in more ways than one as well, with the inclusion of Johnny Popular's crazy driving towards the end of the race. So plenty to talk about here as we enter race 2.
Yeah. So, but this is the man. He's going to start in 14th position as we are. So I think that puts Amir Afiq Aziz in on pole position for the race later. Or K Jun from Malaysia. One of those are going to be there. There is a picture of Orate. He looks kind of pensive, doesn't he, Amo?
Yeah, I think on the back of his mind, he's actually thinking about it still, about the collision. It might still not be his win that he knows about it, and probably he knows that we're talking about it right now. But
Yeah.
whatever it is, that is not the look of a guy who's happy with his win.
Yeah. So those are confirmation of the results for now. He's only 9 seconds in front. I'm not sure. I don't know what penalty the stewards are going to give, but they give him a 10-second penalty that's going to allow Alex Chow the win. Further back, up behind those two, the Tatuus brothers in 3rd and 4th, One Coco 5th. Good recovery there. Matthews in 6th, Arif in 7th, Sng in 8th, Hong in 9th, and Ade Putra round out the top 10. So, that was a pretty exciting race. Yeah, what do you think? What's going to happen now?
If I'm playing devil's advocate, I would say more of the same, to be honest. In fact, it would be even more the same, since we got the guys who finished in the tail end of the point scoring positions, all the way up to 14th now at the front. They're going to be the ones dictating the pace out in front. So it's going to be even more argy-bargy if the slower guys are going to defend even harder from the fast guys.
Okay, 20 seconds to go. We're about to get going. Let's see who's in the front. I think Malaysian front row there. I think that's Cajun on 2nd position there. I think I recognize that pale blue Tatuus F4 car.
2 seconds to go. 1 second, and now the lights should be on the gantry here. We're only just seconds away from the start of the second race for round 2 of the ERGP Global Edition Season 4 for Copper Class here at Dubai Autodrome. And it's go. Amir Rafi Aizat is on pole position, but second place, Mervyn Sng, sorry, third place Mervyn Sng gets the whole shot here. He gets the jump on the front too, but no. And Cajun goes in front, so a terrible start here for Afi Aizat, who's probably inexperienced here racing among these guys and racing in Formula 4 cars. He didn't get the launch that he needed, but Cajun did, and he gets the whole shot as there was a car right in the air at the back, so don't know who's that. But whatever it is, Cajun takes the initial lead. Second is Adam Kondrolakis, and third is Hendra Adiputra. So Hendra, who started about 5th place at the start of the race, is now up to 3rd. He is being hammered there by Singaporean Mervyn Sng.
Yeah, Mervyn Sng being super aggressive there and makes a mistake. It allows Asmi Arfin to come all the back with him. But yes, Mervyn Sng in 4th position. But great start by Cajun, and he leads this race comfortably at the moment.
Indeed, but he's not being caught by Kondrolakis, but it's a Malaysian 1, 2, 3, and 5 with Mervyn Sng being the Singaporean 4th. So it's a causeway. What 1st to 6th as One Coco now. He's now up to 6 as well. We're on board with Mervyn Sng. He goes around the outside. Hendra Adiputra squeezes him a bit. Coming up to turn 9. Who's gonna get the line here? It's Hendra Adiputra. Sorry, turn 10. As up in front, Cajun is under attack from Kondrolakis. Kondrolakis goes wide, and that in turn bunches everybody up. Mervyn Sng and Hendra Adiputra are going hammer and tongs with Azmi Arifin going around the outside, and he takes it. Here comes One Coco as well. So the Malaysian onslaught among each other, and they're battling for 3rd place, has resulted in more and more drivers coming into the picture. As we're still with Azmi Arifin. He's in the meat of the sandwich here between the 2 other Malaysians. Between the Singaporean and the Malaysian. Mervyn Sng in 5th. Now he's up to 4th. He gets the line on Azmi Arifin. Arifin will try to fight back here coming into turn 14. No, he doesn't. He just holds his line back as more and more collisions happen as Hendra Adiputra takes out Cajun. Cajun being hit by the rest of the field. That's a messy start as well again for this race. Dubai is throwing up a lot of crashes.
Yeah, so that's 2 swerves I've seen from Hendra Putra just on the first lap. So I think the stewards are going to be looking at that for sure. Couple dodgy moves there by the young Malaysian. But in front, it's Adam Kondrolakis now. It's a small little gap there from Putra. Mervyn Sng, though, he's got a lot of people for company there. As one of the other cars, oh, look at that, out sideways. So they're braking for turn 1. Someone's going to go down the inside, not able to make it through. Alex Chow there after 7th. Good first lap by Chow.
Indeed, and the fact that he was well right at the back because he was in 13th, courtesy of starting 2nd. He's now just halfway up through the field, ready to take on the rest of the drivers. As this is Abdul Yazir Raza, and judging by his his profile picture, I think he's also one of the drivers who's been to ISO Academy, Alex.
Oh, yes, he has. Back to the front, though. Whoa. Big carnage. Cars everywhere.
What happened there? There's plenty of drivers off in the back. In fact, Abdul Yazir got hit. There's one other car that just got in front of us. I think that was Elias. Elias there going exit
Oh,
stage
no.
left. This is a messy one, and Calvin Powell, out of all of that, is the biggest victim.
And Peter Tatuus. So messy. Ronaldo Giuli also getting caught up in that. A lot of fast drivers getting caught in that disaster. Back at the front though, Adam Kondralovic's got some big pressure from Hendra Adeputra. Mervyn Sng though has managed to come back. Despite losing a few positions, has done a good job to get back into the top 3.
Yep, indeed. In fact, that Mervyn Sng was right up the... was actually third at the start of the race, so he managed to make his way back up to where he originally started. But even more so right now, he's at the back of Hendra Adeputra, ready to take second. He goes to the inside there. We're on board with Juan Coco. We're seeing him here on his simulator right in Malaysia. As Mervyn Sng goes on the inside of Hendra Adeputra. Does he make the mistake? They're side by side as Juan Coco gets his side being touched by Rigo Dutoit, and Rigo manages to move up to 6th. As Mervyn likewise moves out to 2nd. A bit of a touch there. The guys coming into the last corner a bit squirrely, but it's Mervyn Sng who takes 2nd place, and now he will try to set his sights on Andrew Kondralovich.
Wow, nicely done. Small love tap by Hendra Adeputra as he came through the last corner, but Mervyn Sng looks like he's going to hold on to that 2nd position. Oh, coming down the inside is Azad. Azad, sorry. Oh, bad mistake.
Oh, and that's
Bad
an even
mistake.
bigger hit. You probably expected that because he was right in the middle of the racing line, and he takes out yet another driver, and that was crisp.
Poor driving. Very poor. Outbraked himself and then just came back on the track and just hit someone else. Ruined 2-3 people's races there.
It was Elias that he took out, so he's a fellow Malaysian. And well, so many drivers getting try abuse penalties, but yep, we kind of expected that. He actually got the move late. He outbraked himself, hit the side of Hendra Adeputra, and he was right in the middle of the racing line. So that was all on him, and he's definitely going to get even more so since he took out yet another driver in the process.
Yeah. So Mervyn Sng has it all to do it again. He had a good job in making the overtaking move stick, and then obviously got taken out in turn 1 there. Luckily he didn't lose too many positions, but he's got to try and get back to the front again.
But what's going to be concerned for him because he's actually got a few collisions along the way, so he
Yeah.
might be on the cusp of that 50 incident point penalty. So Hendra will now have to avoid what happened to Elias in the first race and try not to get any more collisions. As speaking of drivers being pursued now, Sherman Singh right behind the Singaporean Mervyn Sng, despite being similar names, they're actually different countries. So it's a causeway battle here for the rostrum with Hendra Adeputra just up the road in 2nd. So they're not far away from actually getting up to at least their best possible position, which is 2nd. As Rigo Dutoit comes on the inside of Juan Coco again. Juan Coco manages to actually hold off Rigo Dutoit. In fact, he got around him out of our view as they touch slightly coming to turn 14. Somehow they actually still down to get disqualified. These drivers have been going through a lot of argy-bargy coming through the 7 minutes we had so far in this race.
Yeah, so like I said, 8.5 minutes ago, Alex Chia, he's one of the few guys. He's finished 2nd in race 1, so he's going to get a handy bunch of points, especially if he can try and get in the top 5. But back at the front, Adam Kondralovich is still leading 1.8 seconds. He's never won a ERGP race. At the round 1 just 2 weeks ago, he did finish on the podium. Would be this his chance? He's still got to deal with these drivers right behind him. Hendra Adeputra from Malaysia in 2nd position. Mervyn Sng from Singapore as well. I think Mervyn has the pace to get to Adam Kondralovich if he can get past the green car of Putra first.
Well, Adeputra has actually shown what he's made of. He actually can overtake, but his racecraft has been a bit scrappy, and this might be a bit of a warning sign for Mervyn if he wants to challenge Adeputra for 2nd, as more and more drivers on our right of the screen there. Oh, what happened there? That's a big accident. It looks like it is Peter Dutoit and Alex Chia. So Alex, who was looking for on course for some good points, has been sent around, and now he's right at the back of the top 10 and dropping even further. So disaster there. I don't know who's going to walk away with the championship lead here. Bernard Chan will still be right in championship contention even if he didn't in tennis round. So guess moving house was a blessing in disguise for him.
Yeah, it looks. I didn't see much of it. I just saw the tail end, but it looked like Rigo Dutoit took out Alex Chia. So not a good. Didn't look like a good move anyway.
Oh man, and the fact that both brothers have dropped even further behind, outside the top 10 now. So there's the challenge for the Dutoit brothers out for this particular race at least. This is gonna be quite a headache for the stewards to go through for sure. Can't wait to see what the stewards log will be like, to see how many collisions come from just this particular class. As we're on board. We're actually watching Mervyn Sng as Lim Nicky gets another drive-through. Well, actually, no, this is his first drive-through penalty of this round. But so many drivers have fallen foul to so many warnings here on the circuit as we go back to Mervyn Sng. The field has spread out a bit at the top 5. In fact, due to the many collisions that happen right behind, this is becoming just a 5-way race with just 4 seconds covering between all of them.
Yeah, it's not over. It's not over. Adam's fastest lap, Adam Kondrolachis, is 3.8 at the very front. That's not a bad. It's a pretty decent lap. But there are some quicker cars. The cars around him are going about 3-4 seconds a lap faster at the moment.
And last time I was one Coco who was actually 4/10 faster. So, yeah, not over by a long shot. Kondrolachis may be just watching over his tires, although he might not need to do so because it's such a short race. But probably he just wants the best possible tire condition in case that if he's going to battle with these guys in the closing stage of the race, he's driving a very patient race as a drive-through penalty has been given for Regal Dutois for speeding in pit lane. So, wanting to repair the damage, and along with Lim Nicky, they've actually incurred the wrath of the in-game stewards, and he got a penalty there for speeding in pit lane. So both drivers have their races completely thrown out the window there due to the penalties being handed out to them. As Mervyn Sng now on the slipstream of Hendra Adiputra. Does he get the move stick? Nope. He just has a look at inside, but he does get attacked by Mervyn Sng. Mervyn sends Hendra Adiputra right around the outside. So, sorry, Sherman Sng tries to get a move on the inside of Mervyn Sng, and he hits Adiputra. He just has a half spin as more contact there for Adiputra. Mervyn tries to get on the inside of Adiputra, and he gets it. Adiputra now drops to 4th place, so he loses 2 positions in the span of 3 corners.
So Mervyn and Putra have to be careful here because I think Singh will definitely get a penalty for that. We came from way back and hit Hendra, so yeah, for sure I think Singh will get a penalty. So that would drop him behind these two. So these two, they want to try and overtake, but they have to be careful not to be too aggressive because that position will be theirs.
Indeed, and the fact that Kondrolachis is not that far away either, only 2.6 seconds, and they know by lap times they can actually overhaul him if he was to maintain the speed that he's going for right now as they come around across the line. Kondrolachis is still lapping in the 2-minute trees, but very high. A 2-minute 3.8 last time out, with Sherman Sng 203.1, so they could easily catch up to him now if Kondrolachis was to actually keep the speed up that he's going through right now. In fact, it's just above a whisker above 2 seconds, so it's still up for grabs here for any of these drivers if they want to have a win in the second race.
Yeah, so Mervyn running a bit wide there. This is a great battle for second position between these 2-3 cars. It's Sing and Putra in the green car, just shadowing these guys in 4th position. Oof.
Wow.
Mervyn looks to defend down the inside. That's a good move, I think, to try and defend. Oh, it's going to let him come in. Oh! Putra. Big mistake. And that's allowed Mervyn Sng to get through the front.
And one Coco's been disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty, so that has thrown a spanner into the works of whoever wants to actually come away from this race being the championship leader. Yeah. It's like Bernard Chan's best possible scenario, and his wishes came true right here. Everyone's just taking each other out and getting the worst of the penalties as Sherman Sng just barges Mervyn Sng out of the way. 2
laps in a row. I think that was okay. That one looked a bit valid. I think just Mervyn's just braking too early for that corner on this lap. But the lap before, for sure, Sherman Sng is going to come into investigation for that. 3 minutes to go, though, and hey, they're all closing down the gap to Adam Kondrolachis.
Kondrolachis, they're really driving a bit pedestrian on a Saturday here. It's not Sunday yet. He shouldn't really go for a Sunday drive.
Yeah,
but
maybe he's just watching the cars behind him.
So many things happening right behind, and we know that the virtual mirrors are being forced on so that they can see each other. He might have been distracted by a heck of a race is going on right behind him. But right now, with only 2.5 minutes left to go, he's going to have to put the business together and try to get a win here in race 2. This is still not over yet. The top 4 are definitely going to be in contention for a win with, that's everything going very wide coming around the final corner. Cajun might be around his inside. We saw just now Cajun in the blue car who was taken out early in the race. He's now coming back at the top 5. Here he comes now. Onto the inside.
Oof, didn't brake late enough though. Wasn't able to make the move. Yeah, that's a good recovery. I thought Cajun was right at the back after getting taken out earlier on, but he's yeah, like you said, good recovery up to 4th position. Back at the front though, Adam Kondrolachis is getting stalked by Singh. by both the Singhs, shall we say. Mervyn Sng there in third place in the orange car. He's right in contention as well, but look how close it is between all three of them right at the front.
And we can include fourth as...
Well, Mervyn, down the inside, nice move. Sherman, I don't know what he was doing there, had a poor entry. I don't know, he was just way too wide. Some of the drivers taking a peculiar line, and but I tell you what, he's got the slipstream, and he's going to be right on the back. Look at that, Adams just in front of these two cars. He's in the lead. It looks like he's tightening up. Oh, Sherman's going to brake super late, and he could end up taking out all three of them. We've seen him do that before. Oh, Adam runs wide again.
Oh no, and that's it. That's the race win gone for him unless he can actually fight back. Mervyn Sng takes the lead for the first time this race. In fact, he actually got the whole shot initially from the start, but this is properly now. He is in the lead of this race. Wow. Condor Locus, with just one more lap to go, makes a mistake that just puts Payne to properly podium position. As the rest of the Malaysians here fight with each other, Mervyn Singh's out in front, and now Sherman Sng on the inside. Does he try to get the move stake? No, but Shazrul Iman around the outside in the orange car will try to get third place away from him. This race is not over yet, and it is certainly going to go into the final few corners of the last lap.
Well, it certainly is. It was not really boiling up so quickly, but then it's come alive in the last couple of laps. Right at the front, Adam, I thought, had the race win in the bag, just did not have the pace of the last couple of laps, and now Mervyn Sng leads the race. Condor Locus in second, Sherman Sng in third, Shazrul Imran right on his tail in fourth position. You can see how close they all are. But yes, turn one right now. One more lap to go for these drivers.
And Condor Locus was the linchpin there to cause this entire thing to just blow up in the last few laps. And it might still be his race win, mind you, because we see that these drivers, when they were trying to chase him, they were taking each other out left, right, and center. So Condor Locus may be still in the prime position to take the win by virtue of the penalties being handed out to the other drivers. But as they say, it's now over onto the checkered flag waves, and Condor Locus still has the race on his hands as he gets overtaken there by Sherman Sng. Sng goes on the inside, and Shazrul Iman there, ready to pick up the pieces, who is in fourth place. And Mervyn Sng is only about a second ahead of them. And Condor Locus goes to the inside of Sng. They nearly took each other out of the reckoning, and somehow they managed to still actually be in the race. Sherman Sng there might have had his heart skip the beat for a second, because this is the last lap. The leader's just up the road from him. This could just be the race win decided here, but the penalties will still come after the race.
Adam covers the inside for the hairpin. Smart move. Shazrul Iman looks to the outside. But again, Condor Locus is not able to slow the car down properly and loses another position as they go through this corner. Oh, it's all getting really, really kicking off. Half a lap to go. Mervyn Sng just out of shot is leading the race. But Sherman Sng holding on. Shazrul Iman holding on to third position. Adam shuffled down to fourth.
Oh wow, you gotta feel for him. He led the race for about 75% of the way after everyone knocked each other out to clear the path for him to take it, only for the fact that his own pace just failed him. But mind you, again, I will say it again, the penalties might still come into play as Shazrul Iman tries to go on the inside of Sherman Sng. I think Iman has had a quite quick, clean race so far. He hasn't had many collisions until there. He gets a hit from Sherman Sng. Sng goes up back to second as Andrew Condor Locus comes to the inside. Can he take second place away from Sherman Sng? No, Sng goes already outside as Mervyn Sng provisionally takes the win as Condor Locus gets attacked there from Shazrul Iman. Will he hold third position? No. Shazrul Iman takes third at the death from Condor Locus as Mervyn Sng, out of their view, gets first position. And what a race for that man from Singapore to take it in a very, very messy race.
Wow, what a race indeed. Asmi Arafin in 5th, Chris Matthews 6th, Kajun recovered to 7th, Alex Charles, who did a good job to recover to 8th, Putra in 9th, and Peter Detroit in 10th position. But like you said, it's all about this man here, Mervyn Sng. What a drive. Really, really exciting drive. Takes the win. Doesn't take fastest lap. Kelvin Powell takes fastest lap. Down in 12th position, so he will score some points today at least.
They're gonna need a breather there. That was another messy race.
Whew, that was good. Enjoyed that. I thought, like you said, I thought Adam had it in the bag there. His pace though just disappeared in the last few laps. So even though the Sherman Sng and Mervyn Sng, they were fighting each other, they were still able to close the gap to Adam.
Indeed, and the fact that by racing law, anyone who's out in front with so many people fighting in the back, they should get away with it. But unfortunately, Conor Lucas made a bit too pedestrian about it. He didn't really gun the advantage that he had. So
Yeah.
it's a bit on him there. But being fourth at the line and possibly with the other drivers being penalized, he could still get a podium here. But it just wasn't the race win that he would have hoped for.
As usual, I mean, Dubai always throws up a headache for the stewards because there's so many protests with track limits and contact. This track always invites you to send the nose down because it's kind of these longish, hairpinish corners that you kind of do a wide line. It always invites drivers to stick the nose in, and quite often they don't stick their nose in far enough, or they do half attempts and they have that contact, and so it's going to be a nightmare for the stewards.
Yeah, indeed. And we also saw that when GP2 and A1GP came here, plenty of incidents like that where drivers just overlap each other. So yeah. Again, we feel sorry for the stewards here. They're gonna have to burn the midnight oil to sort out so many of the collisions here from just one class alone. We have not seen the rest, but Copper class has been one of the more messy races here for this entire championship.
Okay, well, great. So that's Copper class done. We are going to come back with Bronze class right after this break.
Things to be aware of organizing eRacing Championship without race room. First, no automated leaderboard would always be labor intensive. Elimination round would be the only way to filter the winners. Having the participants adhering to the schedule would be a huge test. We need to know the task will get bigger when participants increases. Time consuming. Organizing eRacing Championship without race room, it's all need run manually to take down the participants and eliminate them from first round group to final round group. Because it is manual human labor, there bound to be human error. Manual human labor would have a price tag for the man hours involved. New participants would never have chance. The eRacing clubs in the world will send their best racers to participate the race. But that means your championship exposure is just limited to the eRacing clubs. Why choose race room? R3E official championship have fully automated leaderboard. Participants can log in anytime to leave the fastest lap time within the qualifying period. Each of the racers already have their ranks with race room. Next, save time. You can have unlimited amounts of participants in a super short time to qualifying them to final race. Race room can cover unlimited amount of participants. We have a full automated esports ecosystem from qualifying leaderboard to broadcast AI. Besides, race room's free contents lets everyone can participate to the race.